This edition of our regular Shasta Historical Society videos takes us to a place few people know about. It is certainly a place that blends into the landscape, and if you don't know where to look, you likely don't realize the marker placed in recognition of the historical site even exists. What you see before you is called Little Hat Creek Hill. As there's no safe place to pull over and park in the vicinity of the marker, that is just to the right of the trees closest to the highway up on the hill, I'm going to show you the easiest and safest way to reach it. First, you have to travel on Highway 44 east of Lassen Volcanic National Park to Forest Service Road 34 and 78, also known as McElroy Road. It's coming up here on the left. It's 1.4 miles from Forest Service Road 32 and 12, or Twin Bridges Road is its other name. The Twin Bridges Road is right next to the Vista Point called Panoramic Point. If you're heading west on Highway 44, then turn off is 2.3 miles from Hat Creek Campground. Here at McElroy Road, drive about 50 yards and park on the side of the road, right about where my car is, right there. From where you parked, there's this noticeable gap in the trees, and you want to walk about 200 yards east through the trees, keeping parallel to the highway until you reach the bottom of the hill. At the bottom of the hill, marked by these fallen logs lining it, you'll notice evidence of an overgrown road. You can also use the power pole in the middle of the road, partway up the hill, as a guide. From here, you'll climb the hill almost to the top. We are now about 50 yards past the power pole, and you're going to make about a 90-degree turn to the right here. Let me pan to show you the direction. And from here, you're going to walk towards Highway 44, aiming for the middle of Big Spring Meadow and the large pooling of water across the highway you see here. The marker, although hard to see from this angle, is poking just above the manzanita in the right gap of the trees there. So here we are. There's the marker with Highway 44 behind it. So why go to all the trouble? Well, I think this historical site is excellent because it kind of puts us in the minds of early travelers and the decisions they had to make of where to navigate. The travelers who used the Nobles Trail, whether it was immigrant wagon trains, freighters hauling goods, or stagecoaches making the journey between Red Bluff and Wairika, came here and likely asked the same question you are thinking now. Why take this route over the southern tip of Little Hat Creek Hill? Well, it turns out that it was the best of several less than ideal options. If they had continued to follow Hat Creek and its generally easier, flatter terrain, they would have first had to navigate around Big Spring that you see here. Well, that wouldn't have been too bad. They would have just ended up in the impassable canyon of Hat Creek to the south of here. Traveling around to the west and south, or behind us, would have added more distance with no improvement in terrain. So William H. Nobles chose to go over this point. As we wrap things up, we encourage you to download our free mobile app, where you can take one of several self-guided tours and see interesting and sometimes adventurous historical sites like this one. It's an excellent way to experience the history of Shasta County.